Okay, let's start. Grade 11. Okay, so there are one, two, three, four, five, six questions here, I guess. Okay. And yep, see, one, two, three, four, five, 6 questions. Do these 6 questions now. I'll give you all. What's the time? It's 6 minutes means it's going to be 13, 14. I'll give you time till 6:15. Do these questions before 6:15. Either last week we started MCQ, it's continuations only. It's actually a provincial paper, central province second term paper. I skipped the ninth question because ninth one is a stupid question. Purposely I skipped. Where can I find this paper? I actually sent the, I think only the field version I sent in the community. After the class is done, I'll send the paper questions. Okay. Actually, if you're not there in that community, you can join it. Like I'll just send the link in the chat. That is where I normally post the recording and all those stuffs. So if there's anyone who is not in that community, you can join. There's a link. Copy. Done. After the class, I'll post the paper there. Okay. The time is up. So let's start to discuss these questions. You can stop your workings and mark your answers. A pixel contains 6 bits. How many colors can be represented? I think we discussed a similar question. No, not in the paper class. In the last theory class, I guess we discussed last Tuesday class. Anyways, let's answer this question. This is actually a question related to your grade 11, lesson number 4. Okay, so you all learn something called as if you take image, to store each and every dot. Okay, each and every dot in an image you call as a pixel. To store each and every dot in that image, we can allocate a number of bits, right? So you can tell you, if you allocate more amount of bits, more number of colors that pixel can choose from. And if you allocate less number of bits, then the pixel will have only less number of options to choose from. So here they are asking, if you're going to give 6 bits, if you're going to tell that, okay, to store 1 pixel, I'm going to give you 6 bits of storage to store 1 pixel. If you give 6 bits to store 1 pixel, then how many possible colors this pixel can choose from? The question is asking how many colors this pixel can choose from and fill that pixel with, right? So now there's a formula for that. You can use this now formula called number of colors is equal to 2 to the power number of bits per pixel. So here you can see, to store 1 pixel, we are using 6 bits. So the number of colors that the pixel can choose from is 2 to the power 6. It is equal to how much? Correct. 2 to the power 6 is equal to 64. So what happens is, if you take this bit, so if you take this pixel will have an option to choose one color out of how many colors? Exactly. Out of 64 colors, I'm not drawing here 64. It's very hard to draw 64 boxes. But yeah, out of 64 colors, this pixel can choose one color and fill it with. Okay. So to find the answer, keep in mind, number of colors you can find by this equation of 2 to the power BPP, which means number of bits per pixel. So if there are 6 bits per pixel, 64 colors can be, which makes the answer number 4 correct. If you got your answer correct, mark a tick there and put 1 mark there. Anyone having any questions here regarding this? If you have any questions, drop in the chat, okay? Let's go for the next one. Question number 11. Identify the formattings applied to A, B, and C respectively. First of all, tell me, what do you mean by this word called formatting? Give me a single word that gives the idea of formatting. Okay, correct. Exactly. Formatting means like changes or editing. Okay, so they're asking us to figure out the changes and see, to make that change, what is the tool you have to use. Now, if you look at the statement A, the change you can see is the number 2 that was in a normal stage, it has got superscript. Okay, it has been what you call placed down, so you call this as superscript. To make something superscript, obviously the tool name is also superscript. So if you go through the answers, you can see the first answer and third answer has superscript, but second and fourth don't have. So obviously second answer is wrong and fourth answer is wrong. Sorry, subscript. Not superscript, I mean subscript. Okay, because always you're sorry for messing it up. Superscript is something that's like super. It has the word super, right? So super means something better. Okay. So always keep in mind, a person who is better than you is always going to be on top of you. So superscript is on top and subscript is opposite. So this is subscript. The question has given you subscript for A. If you go through the answers, you can see first answer no, second answer, so third answer no, second answer no, fourth answer is correct. Actually, if you know only the A itself, you can figure out that fourth is correct. But let's check with others as well. Let's go through others as well. Okay. The second one, if you notice, the only change which you can notice is ST. Here it was normal and here it has come up. So if it has come up, what is it? Superscript or subscript? Up means better than you, who is on top of you. So that's going to be called as superscript. So, that's also respectively there. Correct. And if you notice the third statement, you can see there's a line in between, in the middle. It has been striked. Okay. So you can call that as strike through. I mean, to do that, you can use a strike through tool. The tool looks something like this in your application. This is how the tool looks in the word processing application, right? So here the answer is going to be obviously the fourth one. You can get the fourth one, not only, I mean, you don't have to go through all. Even if you had gone to the first option itself, I mean, the statement A itself, you would have easily figured out that is the correct. You got that correct, put 1 mark there. Anyone having any questions there? If there's any questions, drop in the chat. I'll get back to you. Okay. Read the following and refer the spreadsheet segment to answer the questions 12 to 14. Okay, interesting. Let's go through the spreadsheet. A spreadsheet has been created to show which members are attending the Tavara Rowing Club and who has paid. Part of the spreadsheet is given below. Fine. Let's go through the spreadsheet. So in the spreadsheet, you can see there's a column for the names, the family name, their full name, the number of attendees, and the fees, fee discount, and then they have mentioned fees here, discount here. Okay. Always in a spreadsheet question, have a rough idea. Just go to the spreadsheet before answering the questions, right? What will be the most suitable formula to type in a cell F7? So column F is here, row number 7 is here. So F7 means this is the cell they are referring to. To calculate the fee for Kamal's family. Okay. Now, in this question, they have not mentioned you how to calculate the fee. They have not mentioned you how to calculate the fee. But practically, if you think, okay, practically, if you think, if they have mentioned the fee amount here, practically tell me this fee amount would be the fee for one person, or is this going to be the fee for a one family? Sorry, one person, or yeah, one person or one family. Practically, just think of a scenario and tell me if I'm going to mention, let's say I have a ticket price. They're going to come with you and your brother and your sister. So will I give your whole family one ticket, or for each person one ticket? Obviously, right? When you say the fees, mostly we are giving the idea of for each person there is going to be a fee. Now, practically tell me, again, this is where you have to use your practical knowledge, because here they are not given you how to calculate. This is where you have to use your common sense and try to figure out the answer. If you look at the spreadsheet, you can see if you take this person called Kamal Gomez, he is bringing, no, grade 11. So these are grade 10, lesson number 7. If you see the person called Kamal Gomez, he is bringing two people along with him. He is bringing two people along with him. So if I'm going to calculate the fees, what should I do? Should I, what do you call, just directly mention here 35, or should I multiply 35 and 2 to calculate Kamal Gomez fee? Should I just try the fee or should I multiply? Correct. You have to multiply, which means you have to take the fee amount, which is actually which is there in I2 cell, and you have to multiply this by the number of attendees, which is there in the E7 cell. Okay. So this is how you will normally calculate the what do you call the fees for Kamal's family. But there is an issue in this. Now, when you take spreadsheets, always we use spreadsheets to make our work easy or make our work hard. What do you think the purpose of a spreadsheet is? To make our work easy or to make our work hard? Correct. Spreadsheets are normally used to make our work easy, right? Now, if I'm going to write here formula to calculate the fees, right? My what do you call expectation should be that after I write this formula here, I should be able to copy the formulas for the remaining cells. And when I copy the formulas for the remaining cells, it has to adopt to it. But I'm going to adopt to it meaning if I paste it here, it should give me Saman Karunaratna's fees. If I paste it here, it should give me Aslam's fees. If I paste it here, it has to give me Rani's fees. Respectively, when I paste it, it has to update. It has to update. Now, normally, when you copy and paste a formula in spreadsheet, there is a specific part of the spread. See, when you copy and paste a formula in spreadsheet, there is a specific part of the formula that will change. Like, for example, if you take a formula can include numbers. A formula can include what you call symbols, also known as arithmetic operators. That means addition, subtraction, multiplication. A formula can include these symbols. A formula can also include, let's say, cell addresses. A formula can also include functions. Obviously, a formula will start with the equal symbol, but these are some of the main things you can include inside a formula, right? When you copy paste a formula, tell me out of them, what are the things that will change? Normally, by default, if you copy paste a formula from one cell to another cell, what are these? What out of them? What are the things that will change? Exactly. When you copy paste a formula, keep in your mind spreadsheet applications are made in such that the cell address will change relatively. What I mean by relatively is if I copy a formula from this cell, let me call this cell A1. If I copy a formula from A1 cell and go and paste it onto A2 cell, okay, if I copy the formula from A1 cell and go and paste it to A2 cell, you can see I'm going one cell down. If you look at what is happening here, we are going one cell down. So when you're copying the formula and paste into a cell that is one cell down, even in the formula, all the cell addresses are going to go one cell down. What I mean by that is, let's say in this cell, we had the formula like this, equals, let's say equals B1 times 3. Okay, let's say this was the formula I had, equals B1 times 3. So if I copy this formula from here, and if I go and paste it here, you can say I'm going one cell down. Okay. When I go one cell down, what will happen is all my cell address also will go one cell down. So in that case, this B1 is going to become, in this cell, the B1 is going to become B2. Tell me, will this number 3 get changed? No. Number 3 will not get changed because it is not a cell address. Only cell address will change. So in this pasting cell, it's going to become B2 into 3, right? This is what's happening. So based on that idea, if you apply here as well, when I copy this formula from Kamal, okay, let's say I wrote this formula for Kamal to find his fees. When I copy it for Kamal, and if I start pasting it for the remaining people, okay, let's take, for example, the fellow called Layla Jacob. If I take this bug as cell, let's see what is the formula that's going to be there here. Now, if you notice here, I'm going to copy from this cell and go and paste it onto this cell. Okay, I'm going to copy from here and paste it here. So if you look at the movement, I'm going 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going 4 cells down. You can see from the copying cell to the pasting cell, I'm going 4 cells down. So if I'm going to go 4 cells down like that, even all the cell address are also going to go 4 cells down. In my formula, all the cell addresses are also going to go 4 cells down. So in that case, from I2 cell, if I go 4 cells down, what is the cell I land on to? From I2 cell, if I go 4 cells down, which cell will I be there in? Correct. I'll be there in I6 cell. Similarly, from E7 cell, if I go 4 cells down, which cell will I be there in? Correct. From E7 cell, if I go 4 cells down, I'll be there in the E11 cell. So now, if you notice here, if I go and paste the formula, if I copy it from here, and paste it here. In the pasting cell, this is going to be the formula. Let's check, is this formula correct? Okay. Now we have mentioned I6 into E11 now. Look at the spreadsheet and tell me, in the E11 cell, do I have the number of attendees for Layla? In the E11 cell, that is this cell, do I have the attendees for Layla? Correct. If you look at E11 cell, you can see it's showing the correct attendance. So this is correct. But in the I6 cell, am I having the fees? This is the I6 cell. Am I having the fees? No. So now if you noticed here, when I copy and paste the formula, the issue that happened was this I2 became I6. I want to make sure when I copy and paste this formula, the row number doesn't change, which means here also it is I2. Here also it is I2. So in a formula, right, in a formula, if you want the cell address not to change or part of the cell address not to change, we can do something called as absolute cell referencing. Okay, so this is done to make sure the cell address doesn't change, or at least part of the cell address doesn't change. To do absolute cell referencing, what we are going to do is we are going to add the dollar symbol in front of what you want to keep fixed. Now, if you noticed here, what happened was I2 became I6. I2 became I6. Now, out of I2 becoming I6, actually, what is the thing I don't want to change? I don't want it, but now there's something that's getting changed, and the thing that is getting changed, I don't want it to change, right? So tell me, what is the thing I want to stop from getting changed? This I or this 2? Something when I copy and paste the formula, you can see part of the cell address got changed. So exactly which one do I want to keep? Do I want this I not to change or 2 not to change? Exactly. Perfect. I want this number 2 from not getting changed. I want to keep protect it. Okay. So if you want to protect a part of the cell address not getting changed, you have the dollar symbol in front of that. So instead of mentioning like this I2 into E7, we have to correctly mention that as I$2 into E7. So now what will happen is when you copy and paste the formula, the row number will not change. So here it will be I$2 into 7. That going to what you call 4 cells down will not be applied here. The reason is because absolute cell referencing is done. Tell me, is that clear, all of you? So based on that, the answer is going to be this. So the second answer is wrong and the fourth answer is correct. Is formula and function same? It's like you're asking me, is formula and cell address change? Is formula and numbers same? Is formula and symbol same? Function, cell address, symbols, number. These are things that you can include inside a formula. So for example, if I want to add numbers together, I might write equal sum. Let's say A1 to A3. So what it's going to do is it's going to add all the values in this range. Okay. I can write a formula that is equal sum A1 to A3 plus 9 divided by 6 plus count A1 into A3. I can write a formula like this. So these functions are just a piece of thing which you can include inside a formula. These are just parts of things. Got it? They haven't told that they want to copyright, but they have told you to select what is the most suitable formula. I told you when you're writing spreadsheets, always you will make your work easy. So the out of the given answers, the most suitable answer is the last one. Actually, all of the answers will give the correct answer. Now, if I whether I write the fourth formula, third formula, second formula, first formula, all four are going to give me the same answer. But if you're asking what is the most suitable bugger, the suitable formula is the fourth one. And I told the reason when creating spreadsheets, we want to make our work easy. So always when you write a formula, again, I'm not going to write a formula for someone. Again, I'm not going to write a formula for Aslam. My ideology for the first person I'm going to copy, write a formula. For the remaining people, I'm going to paste it. Because the logic is the same, no? Clear? By others are wrong and the fourth is correct. Okay, nice. If you have any other questions, drop in the chat. Question number 30. What will be the most suitable formula to type in a cell G9? So G9 क्या ने row number 9 here. G9 to calculate the fee with discount for Aslam's family. Okay, you can see that row is talking about Aslam's family, and you can see we in the previous step we were able to figure out a way of how, like, let's imagine that we already have the fee of Aslam calculated here. Now, if I have the fee of Aslam calculated here, this is basically without the discount. In this cell, I have Aslam's fees without the discount, right? I want in this cell, what is Aslam's fees with the discount, right? They have given you the discount percentage here. They are given the discount percentage here. So what I can do is I can just try the formula of equals, and the cell that contains Aslam's is F9, and the cell that has a discount is basically I3. Now tell me, out of F9 and I3, to which cell should I apply absolute cell reference? Practically think like the previous question and tell me, for which one do you think I had to apply absolute? Like for which one I had to keep it fixed? Which cell address has to be kept fixed? Absolute cell reference means keeping something fixed when copy pasting. So in this scenario, I had to keep what fixed? F9 or I3? Exactly. To get the exact discount, of them, I had to multiply, instead of mentioning F, the most suitable is to keep I3 fixed. So I can get the discount amount. Again, they're not my final answer. Okay, I'm just telling you. To get the amount that is being discounted, what I can do is I can take the F9 cell, and to make sure it doesn't change when I copy paste for remaining people, I can mention here $3. So if I write a formula like this is going to give me the discount. Again, they're not my final answer, right? This is going to give me the discount. First of all, tell me, I will clear how I got this option. This is going to give the discount, not the final answer. Again, I'm giving you the warning, but I will clear how I got this. And why is it $3? Cool. Okay. Even though this is going to give me the discount, if you look at that column, are we talking about discount or the fees after discount? After discount or discount? What are we actually finding here? What will be the fees? So are we going to find what is the discount? Or are we finding the fees after discount? What are we actually finding here? Exactly. We are finding here the fees with discount. The meaning of the word fees with discount means, sorry, the meaning of the word fees with discount is what is going to be the fees after the discount is applied. Now, let's say the fees was 500 rupees and you're going to get a 70 rupees discount. Okay, the original fees was 500 rupees. You're going to get a discount of 70 rupees. So if I want to find what will be the fees with discount after discount is applied, what will be the fees? What should I do? Should I add these two values, or should I subtract these two values, or should I multiply these two values? Or what should I exactly do if I want to find the new amount after the discount is applied? Correct. I have to subtract that value. So instead of just mentioning F9 into E3, I'm going to mention here equals F9 minus F9 into $3. So this F9 into $3 is there, right? This will give me the exact amount of discount. What was the discount amount? Like this amount. And F9 cell is going to give me from which value are we going to deduct the discount. From which value are we going to deduct the discount? F9 is going to give me. Right? So if you look at the answers here, the most suitable one is the second one. Again, I told you, if you actually write the remaining, if you type the remaining formulas as well, like F9 minus F9 is 8.5. This will not work technically, but it will work. Depends on software. But F9 into F9, I think this is a logical error. You can see it's multiplying. Okay, but if you want to find the discount, it's subtract. So this is a logical error. F9 into I3, that's going to give you the fees into discount. That's again a logical error, a mathematical error, a logical error basically. Okay, so these last two answers has a logical error, which means the logic applied there is wrong. But first two answers, it will give the correct answer. But the most suitable one is going to be the second one, because I told you in spreadsheet, we always make sure everything is dynamic, everything is very easy and easily modifiable, all those stuffs as well. So the most suitable idea is going for the second answer. Is that clear, all of you? Clear with how I got the answers? Answer number 2. So if your answer is correct, here also put 1 mark. Here also put 1 mark. Will they give marks for the first one? No. At MCQ, man, MCQ has how many options you can choose from? Is it like Sirasa Lakshapati? 50-50 ke liye only one option you will have. So no, it's only one option. Always keep in mind, when you're making spreadsheets, you think in the perspective of a practical scenario. Okay, if I write a formula, am I going to again write the formula for other cells, or am I going to copy the paste the formula? Because logics are repeating. Okay. Next, which of the following should you do to display the monetary symbol in the cell I2? Okay, for this you are use a specific tool. What is the name of that tool? It's not given the answer. It is not given the answer, but what is the name of that tool? What is the name of that tool? I'll give you a hint. The name of that tool has 2 words. Lukman, correct? Aftab, correct? My question is, to convert something to monetary symbol, you have to use a specific tool in spreadsheet application. Fun fact, that answer is not given here. What is the name of the tool? Aisharuf, correct? What is the tool we use to convert something to percentage, to convert something to have the dollar symbol in front? I mean, what do you call the currency symbol in front? Azan, the general is coming under which tool? It's called the number format tool. I have been repeating this for several times, man. It's called the number format tool. Okay. So in the number format tool only, you have to go and select the number tab and click on currency. Like by default, if you go in spreadsheet, in the top you can see something called general. That's the number format tool basically. So general is one type of number format. There's another number format called number. There's another number type of format called currency. There are multiple number formats. From them, you have to go and select on currency. That's how you can make it currency. And you can modify the currency as well. Now. You can make it from dollars to you, pounds, any symbol you want. You can modify it from that tool itself. Got it, all of you? So if your answer is correct there, again put 1 mark. Next, which of the following is true about iterative incremental model? Right. When you're what you call developing applications, there are 2 models. One is iterative incremental model. What is the name of the other model? Yes. When you're developing application, the other model we have is the waterfall model. Let's go through the answers and see what is the answer that contains only the true statements. Develops one component at a time. Now, the word component means like a requirement. In iterative increment model, are we going to develop the applications requirement by requirement, like component by component? Is that how we do? Correct. That is how we do in iterative incremental model. Okay. Keep in mind, waterfall model, we go phase by phase. We complete one phase completely. After we are over with one phase completely, then only we go for the next phase. But iterative incremental model, we go requirement by requirement, also known as component by component. So if I'm going to build WhatsApp, iterative increment model, first of all, I might complete the chat section. Then only I might complete the call section. After that only I might complete the what do you call the let's say status section. But if it's waterfall model, I'll address all of them parallelly. So yeah, develop component by component, that's correct. Second statement, begin with a rough idea of the system. Is that statement correct? When you're starting the project, you don't know the whole system. You know, you might know only a part of the system. Is that correct? Without building the full system, you might just make a rough idea, like part of the system only. What do you think of that statement? Is that correct? Yes or no? Yes. As per iterative increment model, I told you a while ago, so if you're going to build WhatsApp, you're not going to build the whole WhatsApp at once. First of all, you might build WhatsApp with only the calls status, only the chatting section, publish the application. So if I go and see WhatsApp, now WhatsApp has only chat. The second iterative, the second what you called iteration means repetition. Okay. The second round when we are going, we will add the call section as well. So now if you go and check WhatsApp, now WhatsApp has message and call both. Then we go for the third round. We start identifying requirements, designing, coding, testing the status section, and then we merge that here as well. So the first version one will have only call, only message. Version two will have call and message. Version three only has a full application. That's how the iterative increment model works. But waterfall model, you will have only one version, and that one version will have the full everything together. So this will take time because why? Until you are completed with everything, you have to wait. But here it's comparatively, you can see at least a part of the system quickly. Why? First of all, you saw only one part, then the next part, then the next part. So when I'm building the what you call message section, I don't have an idea about how this call is, how the status is going to work. I'm completely focusing on how the what you call the message is working only. I don't have any idea about how the call is going to work or how the status is going to work, right? So you're going to begin with a rough idea of the system. You will not have the entire system's idea. You might have just a part of the system's idea only in iterative increment. That's also correct. Next, minimizes physical storage capacity. Is that statement correct? No, that statement is wrong. Keep in your mind, the model you choose is basically on how are you going to what you call follow the SDLC. Developing application. There are some steps: step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6. The model decides, are you going to follow this step at once, like step by step properly, are you going to follow, or are you going to follow these steps in an informal way, which means are you going to what you call again and again repeat these steps. That's how the two models work. So if you take the two models, the only differentiation is how your approach is. Only your approach is different. Okay. This approach can have different variations on the time taken to complete the time taken to see a result, not to see the entire result. The whole application completion might be almost same, but to see at least a part of the system, then iterative incremental is faster, right? So apart from that, if you take the main difference in the approach, no. So because the main differentiation is the approach, that doesn't affect the storage. Both of them are going to have the same storage. It's just the approach of developing the application that is getting changed. So here the answer is going to be A and B only. Is that clear, all of you? Got the idea? In the iterative increment model, all the requirements should be identified before proceeding. No, 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 no. I told you, right? When I'm building WhatsApp, I don't know how the chat is going to work. So I don't know how the call is going to work. I don't know how the status is going to work. I know only how the message is going to work. So I start building the message section only. Once I'm done building the message section, now users can use the WhatsApp with message only. Once I'm done building the message, now only I start focusing on the call section. I'll identify the requirements of the call section. I'll start designing the call section. I'll start coding the call section, testing, and then I'm going to merge them together. So in the second update the user gets, now user has message as well and call as well. So when I'm completing the call, still I will not have idea about how the status part is going to work. Then only I'll start working on the status part. That's how iterative incremental works. Got it? So you're going to go requirement by requirement, not phase by phase. Perfect. What about the waterfall model? Do we begin with a rough idea? No, no, no. Waterfall model, you have to have the complete idea because I told you in waterfall model, we're going to build one system at once. We're not going to give the users version 1, version 2, version 3. We're not going to have like a step by step process. At once, we're going to give a completed system. So if I'm going to give a completed system, I will identify the requirements of what do you call calls, message, chat, and status. I'll identify all of the requirements. Once I'm done identifying all of the requirements, I might start designing all three. Once I'm done designing all three, I might code all three. So if you see the waterfall model, I know the requirements. I know the whole entire system's requirements. I know before I start even designing the system. Got it? So you will have an entire idea for waterfall. Okay, next. Look one, but we are not completed there. We have stopped in the middle. Right. So tell me first of all, out of the six questions, I think one, two, three, four, five, six. Yes, out of 6 marks, what was your marks you all got here? Okay, good. Right. Let's go for the next few questions now. No, no, sir. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Seven can 14. 7, 10 minutes, 7 o'clock. Okay, fine. I'll give you a time till 7 o'clock. Quickly do these questions, all of you. Okay, 7 questions here. If you have any questions, drop in the chat. Is the recap class still going? Yeah, we have come in Colonna. We have completed spreadsheet and started database also. Actually, the recap class registrations I'll be closing on next online. I think next week. Colonna is already closed. Vellavatta, I think I'll be closing it next week. I'll just post some of that. I'll be closing it this week or next week probably. No, no, so because of high repetitions, will the storage capacity be high? No, 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 no. It's the same thing, man. My friends thought you closed because they don't know to read English. They're thinking that revision class and recap class are the same. If you go to the website, you can't purchase revision class. I have automated in such that if you purchase a recap class, revision class automatically show. And for the physical class ones, I have done a small bridge and kept automatically for all the revision classes will show. Can we pray and come? Yeah, you can pray. Actually, Maharib is very early, man. You can. I even prayed before class starts. That's why I'm not going to give a break. We have 10 minutes before class starts. I'll be closing the registration for the class one when I'm starting database. So I think I'll be starting database. Colonna already started. Villavata will be starting next week or week after. I can't remember exactly. I had to check. So once I'm done with spreadsheet, I'll close. So then probably coming week will be the last day for online and last day for Colonna Chivilat to join. Where are you from? From the evil. I mean, what are you going to do with that data? Unwanted data. To the question. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Nothing will distract you. 16 question, no answer. Let me check. Then the 16th question. Ignore the 16th question there. Because control plus n, that is wrong. Control plus F5, that is actually. Hmm. There is answer actually. There is. What is meant by ISBN? It's there in the behind of your right books book here. Just like a barcode, there'll be a number called ISBN number, International Standard Book Number or something kind of. Yes, somewhere is. There is. A barcode number and ISBN number is not the same. They look like the same, but they are not the same. Mariam, it's there in the grade 10, lesson number 8. Okay, time up. Let's check your answers. Easy. Let's check. Which of the following is incorrect about electronic presentation? Okay, some of you would have read this as correct and would have messaged me saying the answer at Nakila, but they're asking about incorrect, right? So if you look at incorrect, a slideshow can be presenting by pressing F5. It's actually correct. Control plus F5 starts the presentation on the current slide. No, if you want to start the presentation on the current slide, you have to use Shift and F5. So if you press Shift and F5, it will start presenting from the current slide. So that's wrong. A new slide is inserted to an existing presentation using Control plus N. No, we don't use Control plus N. We use Control plus M. Okay. Keep in your mind, Control plus N is used to create a new presentation, not a new slide. Okay. Control plus N, it creates a new presentation, not a new slide. So Control plus M is only used to create a new slide. So therefore, you can see statement B and C is wrong, A is correct. So answer is going to be B and C only. These are the incorrect statements. Is that clear? All of you? These are all relevant to the grade 10 lesson number 8 presentation lesson. If you have any questions, drop in a chat. Okay. Which among the following fields used to send an email to a third party? Okay. Normally, if you are sending an email for a third party, like for example, let's say I am there and you are there, both of us, or let's say me and I'm sending a, let's say this is me, and let's say I'm sending an email to a company, to a staff, to a company, I'm sending email. Let's say this email is regarding, I'm sending this email regarding a request for sponsorship. Let's say I'm going to have an event in my organization and I want a sponsorship. So I'm requesting let's say it's a school, for a school event. I'm going to request a sponsorship from a specific company. Now, my school principal has handed over me, because let's say I'm the president of a society, and the principal has handed over me the responsibility to get the sponsorship. So I'm going to deal with the company. So I am here representing the school, and from the school, I am requesting a sponsorship from the company. Now, the principal also mentioned one more thing. She's like, when sending any emails to, when you're sending any request to companies, make sure you send me a copy of the email. Okay, make sure you send me a copy of the email. But others don't have to know I'm getting a copy. Like just for the namesake, send and keep. So just if I want, I can just refer who and who are getting the copy. For the namesake, the principal wants a copy. So if you're going to send now, if you look at the scenario here, it's the communication mainly happening between me and the company. We are the main two parties. I'm the first party, company the second party. The main communication between us. Okay, I'm going to request, he's going to respond. Only we both are going to have the communication properly. But there is a person called principal, for the namesake. She just wants a copy of the email, just so if anything happens, she can put it. So if you take this principal, she's a third party here. She is not inside our conversation. She's just looking at our conversation. Okay, just like a person who is just looking at me and another person talking. If I want to include a third person like this in an email, okay, I want that person to be able to see the email, but I'm not expecting that a person to respond to the email, or I'm not expecting that person to, let's say, what do you call communicate the main communication happening. Then tell me I should include this person under the CC field or BCC field, or as the main two field. Exactly where should I include this person? For example, in our scenario, principal, she wants a copy of the email, but she's not the main receiver. She just wants for the namesake, and she also wants to make sure that the company doesn't know that she has got a copy. Shama, can you send me the picture of the question? I can't remember exactly which one. I think I know what you're referring to, but yeah, just exactly. You include them under the BCC, which stands for blind carbon copy. So we include a person's email in his blind carbon copy category in scenarios where I want to send him the email, but I don't want others to know that I sent him the email, right? So others, so there's a third part. No? So when you're sending an email for third party, the most suitable one is to include them in the BCC field. Is that clear, all of you? So if I include in BCC, only the sender will know. Keep in mind, only the sender will know. Okay, only sender will know that I have sent him a copy as well. Okay, only the sender will know that this person got a copy. So if you wrote their BCC, mark it correct and put 1 mark. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat. I don't understand why CC is suitable. CCC is not, CC is not, for example, imagine you are going in the road. You went an accident in another car. This is you, this is another car. While you all both good accident, I was there in the road standing and I saw both of you good accident. Okay, you are both good accident, and I saw you getting accident. Now, just because I got accident, I just saw you all getting accident. Okay, just because I saw you all getting accident, is that going to be a problem for me? Is that going to affect me? That your both accident, is that going to affect me? I already saw. Again, I did not get any harm. From a distance, I saw Shah, both of you are coming. Wow, it was like a cinema for me. It is not a problem. I don't even care about it. Okay, I'm just going to look at it and I'm going to forget it all. So I'm a third party. I'm a third party. Okay. So this is the first party. This is the second party. And this is the third party. So I'm an outsider. For me, this is irrelevant. So when you want to include a third party, okay, when you want to, let's say, send an email for a third party person who is not the main person you're intending to send email for, just you want for the namesake, send him. We don't include in him in the, what do you call, two papers place or a CC place. In two place and CC place, we are mainly including the second party people, the people who we want to mainly interact with. BCC, we just give for the namesake. We just want, you see, principal is not going to even bother about the email. Only if something happens, he's going to even check the email. He just wants a copy. It's a third party. Got the idea? So if you're going to include a third party, the most suitable is BCC. What's the difference on 2 and CC? It's basically the two CC and BCC. All of them are going to get the same email. But based on where you are, what type of, what you called section you're coming under, you will think of, should I reply for this email or not? That's what is differentiation. So if you get something under 2, now for example, imagine you're in a WhatsApp group and someone sends a message. What do you call? Can I know what's the time? You know, that's a stupid question he's asking, but still he's asking a message in the group. But can I know what's the time? Right? Now, if he has sent a message in the group, if you want, you can reply. If you want, you can ignore. Not a problem. But if he type that message and if he tags you, that means he wants a reply from you, or does he want a reply from someone else? He has messaged a message and he has tagged you. So if he's tagging you, he wants a reply mainly from you or someone else. You or else. Obviously, he wants a reply from you, right? So if you take an email as well, if you're coming under the category of 2, when you look at the email, you can see, are you 2, CC or BCC? Then you will be getting an idea, this person has sent me added me in 2 part, which means he's expecting a direct reply from me. I have to reply to this email. I can't just ignore this email. I have to reply this email. You get the idea, okay? You get the idea because, he has sent the email for you. You are responsible to reply. Now, when you come to CC and BCC, you will be getting an idea. Okay, I have got the copy of the email. If I want, I can reply. This is he has just sent me a copy for reference. Maybe when you're adding for someone for CC and BCC, you're not expecting them to reply your mail. Got it? So main difference between CCC and BCC is CC everyone knows I sent you a copy, so it's like public. Everyone knows you got a copy. BCC is like private. Only I know that you got a copy. The sender basically, apart from me, no one else. So in 2, we're expecting a reply from you mainly. So if you get a 2, you'll always reply. But if you come under CC or BCC, you're not expecting a reply. Just for the namesake, you have got the email. Something like that. Correct? Yes. The people who come under 2, everyone can see. The people who come under CCC, everyone can see. But the people who come under BCC, only the sender can see. Here, only sender can see. Who and who are coming under BCC, only sender can see. But 2 and CC, everyone can see. people in BCC can see each other? No, I told you, right? People in BCC, only the sender. You know the word only, right? The word only means only. Yeah, with right. So only sender can see who the BCC people are. Each others also can't see. Emails are still used, even though you're not using. Any other questions anyone have there? Emails are like WhatsApp, right? No. It's like you're asking me, are pencils like pens? They can be used for a common purpose, but they have their differences. Which is better? Depends on the purpose. If you're going to draw a drawing, will you use a pen? No. If you're going to sign on an agreement, will you use a pencil? No. Both of them have their own purpose. Depending on the purpose, you decide I should use a pen or pencil, or whether you should use WhatsApp or email. Got it? I think I have a chat GPT integrated in my brain to generating some examples. I was surprised for the example it came to my mind. Anyways, fine. Human GPT, yes, correct. Do you all know? Actually, my brain generates lots of examples at a given time. Like for example, I don't know. I mean, there was like couple of days back, like last month, we had the award ceremony. Okay, so in the award ceremony, I had to give a speech. The master award ceremony where all the students who got A's for ICT for the 2023 overall batch is there, right? All of them got an A, and there was a speech we had to give. So the day before the awards day, me, Rizlan, our designer, we all were sleeping in the. Actually, we did not sleep. Rizlan actually slept for 1 hour. Like me and Rahim, we didn't sleep. I think I was lying down 50 minutes. The whole time we were in the academy only doing work. Then I just Jabagila, I started typing a speech. And the fun fact is, I'm not a person who by heart speech and tell. I'm always free. I just go in freestyle. Like you call them as name impromptu. I'm a normal impromptu speaker. So I was like, okay, let's prepare. I just prepare a long speech and I went. Now next day I'm going to give the speech to the audience. The fun fact is, what I prepared is one speech. What I said was another speech. Complete two different speech. And the fun fact is only I think there was a quote I wrote in that speech. So that only that quote I was like looking at the phone and telling okay, only that quote, right? So what I prepared was one speech. I said one speech. The fun fact is you can't even see a small hint. Okay, you will not be even getting a small proof that my speech was impromptu, and you'll not even get a small proof that I did not even stuck anywhere, no ask, no ums. It was like a complete. It looked like a sorry, it looked like a normal speech, but only I know I was generating that speech again and again. So what the point there is, I have to end the speech. Normally, I start the speech with the punch, or I will end the speech with a punch. Or mostly I'll do both. Here, I could not start the speech with punch because my phone was getting unlocked slow. So I started jabbering. Now I had to end the speech with punch. I need an example. I need a punch. It's coming to my brain. I'm not speaking. I'm sending a request to my brain. So I have clients have a network between my brain and my mouth. My request is being sending example, please, example, please, example, please, example, please, example, please. My brain is generating thousands of examples now. Okay. The fun fact, they're not suitable. They're not suitable. I'm rejecting the example. And I'm again generating the prompt. Again getting example. When the video releases, you can see there is like a 0.05 seconds delay between me telling that speech example. You can't see the delay actually. If you like Uttu Finance, there'll be like a half a second delay or like a once, not a 1 second also. Almost a second delay between my previous line and the line I start till example. It will be released soon. It's that example about Ammar, I think Ammar was there. Abhiyar was there. No? If you all heard that example about the trees planting seeds scene, that seed example was generated then and there after rejecting many example my brain gave. So that within that 0.5 seconds of time, my brain was generating thousands of examples and rejecting everything. Anyways, come back to the point. If you all try to understand how my brain works, it's very complex. Do you get distracted when people talk during your speech? No, because I don't expect them to listen to me. If I expect you to listen to me, I get distracted. If I don't expect you to listen to me, I don't get distracted. That's how my brain works. You have connected to a higher data TB to generate so fast. Yes, there's a fiber optics network inside. Let's come back to the question. A library system has two tables, one for borrowers and one for books. Extract from these tables are shown. Okay, so you can see there's two tables. Okay, the database question basically. One table is called the borrower table and one table is called the book table. Fine. Which of the following is incorrect regarding the given table? Let's check. Date underscore due underscore field. See, date underscore due underscore back field uses date time date type. Where is date due back? Date due back. Here. Date due back is here. So they are saying this uses the date time date type. If you look at the data as given under this column, okay, if you look at the data as given on this column, are they in the format of a date time? It can be a date or time, or it can be including both date and time. Okay, either one of them. Is it in that kind of format? The data we have entered here. Is it like a in a format of a date, or else a format of a time, or else a format of a mix of date and time? Is it in one of that formats? Yes. If you look at this, you can see it's in the format of day, month, and year. These are format date, month, year. So yes, it is actually a date time, data type. Correct. The primary key of book table is ISBN. Okay. Normally, if you take primary key, it's actually the unique field of a table. Now, normally, if you take a table, you have these column names, right? Each of these column name we call as a field. So this borrow ID is one field, borrow name is another field, contact telephone is one field. So these are all fields of a table, right? So out of all these fields, there is going to be one field or else sometimes a collection of fields in a table that is going to be unique for that table, right? Now they are saying in the what you call book table, they're saying ISBN is the primary key. It seems. Let's check. If you look at the book table, you can see there is something called book ID and ISBN. Fun fact is ISBN is a unique number every book is going to get. Okay. Now, for example, let's say I'm going to create a book video. When I'm going to publish that book, this book is going to get a unique number, right? Now, if I make copies of that book, all three books are going to have the same number. Again, I'll tell you, ISBN is a unique number to identify a book, not the copies of the book. Okay. So, for example, let's say I published a book and you published a book. The book I published will have a unique number. The book you published will have a unique number, right? So, let's say if I want to create copies of my book, all my copies are going to have the same book because this book number, this ISBN number, is respective to a story. It's like, okay, for this story, this is the unique story a person has published. I want to give a number to identify this story. So likewise, for every book is going to have something unique. This every book is going to have a unique ISBN number. But let's say if you have two same books, okay, if there are two books that are same book basically, both of them are going to have the same ISBN number, right? So even if you take your textbooks and see behind of your textbooks, there will be a number called ISBN number. Somewhere your textbook, you just take your textbook and your friend's textbook. If the textbook is same, both of you will have the same ISBN number. Okay. So your grade 10 ICT book and your friend's grade 10 ICT book will have the same ISBN number. But if you take your friend's ICT book and maths book, both of them will have two different ISBN number. So every book has one ISBN number, every story basically. Got the idea? So that's like a unique number for every story. Now, even if you look at this given data, you can see there is a book called as a View of the Temple. You can see in this specific bookshop, there is two books. See, A View of the Temple, copies dekakti, there's two copies. So both of these copies you can see has the same ISBN number. I told you every story has one ID. Now you can see this what you call the fifth man book is there. That has a different ISBN number. The Bird of Prey is there. It has a different ISBN number. Like it's like every story has one unique number called the ISBN number. Is that clear? But the idea of what this ISBN is? So now based on the data as given here, tell me, is it suitable to consider ISBN as the unique field? Is this column containing only unique data? That means data that will not repeat. Is this field containing data which are unique? Actually, no. See, if you look at the data, even you can see there is a repetition here. When I say the word unique, there can't be repetitions. Okay. So if you look at them also, you can see they are not unique. So ISBN is not the primary key. Actually, what is the primary key of the book table? Every book is going to have something unique. What is it? Exactly. The thing that's going to be unique Each and every book is going to be the so-called book ID. This is the primary key of the book table. Every book is going to have a unique primary key, unique field, unique book ID. So that's the primary key. So yeah, the statement number 2 is wrong. Statement number 3. The primary key of the book table is ISBN and book ID. Actually, you can take book ID only also, but if you want, you can take both together, but it's actually only book ID. So I'll keep this on hold. You can take them together as well, but unwanted you can take them. So I'm going to keep this on hold. ISBN field uses text data type. Okay. If you go through this, actually, this question should be what is the correct statement? But yeah, if you go through the data given here, okay, if you go through data given here, all of them are in numbers. But even though all of them are in numbers, there are ISBN codes with letters as well. Okay, now for example, let me go to Google and type in ISBN code. There are certain ISBN codes with letters as well. Actually, it was after 2017. As I can remember, the latest version of ISBN had numbers or something. I can't remember exactly where. It uses the latest ISBN. Oh, there was X as I can remember used X and V. Yeah, in certain ISBN number X I used. Normally ISBN is a number. Okay. Most suitable answer is no. Okay, the most suitable scenario is to consider this last field as a wrong field. I mean, technically, most of the time, ISBN is going. I mean, 99.9% of the probability, ISBN is going to be a number because it's international standard book number. It's a number basically. Okay, but there are scenarios where you can have a letter. In reality, most suitable to make this wrong, but you can consider it correct as well. The one that is like very, very wrong, if you take, it's the answer number 2. This is like very, very wrong. The anyways wrong. These two can be correct, can be wrong. There are scenarios where this can be correct. Okay, the primary key of this one, normally it's only book ID, but you can take ISBN book ID, not a problem. It will not repeat. If you take both of them together, it will not repeat. And if you apply data type of text to ISBN field, it is not a problem. Okay, just because you apply text here is not going to be a problem. But this is actually a problem. So the most suitable incorrect statement, that's a very bad phrase, but the most suitable incorrect statement is this fellow. This is like complete incorrect. Okay. Now 3 and 4, it can be correct. I mean, it will not be, it's not wrong. Like if you do that, it's not a problem. For example, the last one, if you make this data type as not text, it's not going to be a problem. Because if your data type is going to be text, it can store any type of data. If it's text, it can store any type of data. So if it's text also, you can store these values. It's not a problem for us. And the primary key part, you have to use only book ID, but if you use book ID in ISBN, it is not a problem. It's not going to repeat, right? So based on that, most suitable incorrect statement is the second one. So if you wrote the second one there, put 1 mark there. Is that clear? Got it? Any questions up in the chat? Which of the following field is the most suitable for the foreign key? Okay, foreign keys are always a primary key of another table, right? And if you look at this scenario, we have two tables here. Book table, I told you book ID is a primary key. Now tell me, do we have book ID in the borrower table? Shaika, this is past paper, man. You mean oral past papers? Do we have book ID in the borrower table? No. Now let's come for the borrower table. In the borrower table, what is the primary key? That means what do you think is unique out of the three data given here? What is the primary key in the borrower table? Correct. In the borrower table, the primary key is the borrower ID. This is the primary key. Okay. So how you find foreign keys? First of all, you find the primary key, and then you see, is this primary key there in another table? Now, if you look at our scenario, we have only two tables. So tell me, the borrower ID, do we have it on another table? Do we have the borrower ID in another table? Do we have this primary key in another table referenced? Yes, we have. In which table do we have it? Correct. In the book table we have. So in the book table, this borrow ID is there, right? He is going to be a foreign key. So whenever you want to find a foreign key, first of all, see the primary key and see, is this primary key there in the table? So if a primary key is there in another table, in that other table, it becomes a foreign key. So answer is going to be borrow ID. To be precise, borrow ID in book table. This should be the precise answer. Borrow ID in book table, which will make the answer number one. Is that clear, all of you? We had a question where they said you can use numeric for NIC number. Can we say it's correct because now they don't have letters, right? Depends on the scenario, depends on the data. Technically not suitable because olden days NIC have V and N. VN is it? I think I can't remember the latest. There are two letters. So new NIC correct, old NIC no. Right. So if you haven't got that answer correct, put 1 mark there. If you have any questions, drop in the chat. Which of the following data type is used in contact underscore telephone field? Contact underscore telephone. Where is that field? Here. Depends on the data we're going to store, Navya. So I need the whole question to exactly figure that out. In general, suitable is numeric. But again, if it's going to be deal with old people, then you have to go for text. Yeah. If you look at telephone numbers are going to contain, as per the given data, you can see telephone numbers are containing numbers only. So the most suitable is going to be number. Tell me if they're going to have the telephone number with the country code, for example, +94, something like that. If they're going to include country code, is it suitable to use number or text? Correct. If you take number, it can store numbers only. So it's plus a number. No. So if you're going to include the what you call phone number with the country code, then text is only more suitable. Keep in mind, text can have any sort of data. But if you take number, it can have only numbers. Apart from numbers, you can consider decimal point as well as number. I mean, the dot you can consider as a number because decimal numbers are coming under number only. So if you take the number, it can contain only numbers. It can be whole number, it can be decimal number, but it should be a number only. Do numbers come under text and numbers? Yeah. Numbers can come under text, numbers can come under number. Even in date and time, you have numbers in it. But again, it's not suitable to include date and time, but you can have numbers here and there. Actually speaking, I would not tell that here the suitable is numbers. I would tell that here suitable is text. Why do you think I'm saying that? I think as per the marking scheme, it should be numbers because when you take contact number, it's normally talking about numbers. But if I look at this data, I will tell that it's not number, it should be a text. Why do you think so? Because of zero? No. Zero is a number, I mean. Who said zero is not a number? Who is a maths teacher? Didn't you learn about something called real numbers, surds, blah, blah, blah? Didn't you learn numbers? Zero is a number. Zero is a number. That's not a problem. By looking at this data, Rihan, correct? I will have a question in my mark and I said, no, this is not a number. Why? Actually, they're not a number. It should be text. Why? Look at this. Look at this and tell me. Where can you see country code here, man? Aisha Hamza, correct. Look at this and nice to tell me. Ammar, correct. Nabiha, correct. Yes. If you look at this properly, there is a space. There is a space. When you take number, you can't include space normally because space is not considered as a number. So technically, it will give you an if it's a number there, it's going to give you error. So I mostly, if I was a student, I'll go and mark as text only. But as a teacher, I'll mark as number because the person who made this paper wouldn't have the general knowledge. It's like I'm pretty sure, particularly mark in the paper, they wouldn't have given marks for text. They would have given marks for number only. Because when you say the word contact telephone number, it's a number. I'll give marks for both, but I would practically it's text, huh? Practically it's text because in textual you can have space, you can have space, but then we can't expect that amount of knowledge in all students because they don't teach you that much in detail. So it's fair to give for both, but I would prefer only text, huh? It's a controversial question, but yeah. Who did this paper? What did your teacher marks? That central province paper. Did they give you marks 1 or 4? Our teacher gave for text. Ah, good, good, good. Then let's also give only for text. It's interesting. Let's give only for text. Paam paaka thevalla. Let's take that you should have this general knowledge with you. That space is not a number. Let's have fun. I don't understand why text is okay. Ade, this is a space, man. Can you see between this what you call number 2 and number 9? There's a space. Gap Gap is gap a number. Gap is not a number. You know what is numbers, right? Did your school teacher teach you numbers when you were in school? I think you have to go and consult a good Montessori teacher. Actually, there's some Montessori. No, no, no. Gaps is a text, man. Number is not, it's not a number. Correct. Exactly. So gap is not a number. Shall I give you the best answer? You'll have this one's name. Unwanted. Yes, Summer. An example came to my mind, but it was too rough. I was like, nah, nah. Okay, next question. Which of the following display image file formats only? Okay, which of the following display image file formats only? Let's check. JPG, yes. GIF, yes. BMP, yes. HTML, no. HTML is actually HTMLs. Olden days, I'll tell you a fun fact. Now we have our operating system, no. Now in our operating system, mostly we use Windows. Ne. If you take Windows, parna version, old version, I think Windows 98, before Windows 98, I guess. I can't remember the exact version. In that version of Windows, your file extension can be only 3 letters. Okay, it can be only 3 specific characters. That is why, if you look at the PowerPoint now, we have something called PPTX, XLSX. Olden versions had PPT, XLS, Doc is the old version of words. But new version is DocX. It has 4 digits. Okay, 4 characters. So earlier days, operating system allowed only 3 digits. So if you take website also, now we use HTML. Currently, HTML. So that's why HTML is actually it's used to be a web page. It's not an image. Okay, HTML is a version basically. So that's wrong. PSD, no, PSD is Photoshop file. XLS, no, it's a spreadsheet file. TIF, it's an audio file. FLAC, I actually don't know. GIF, correct. PNG, correct. WAV, audio. MP3, audio. Why is an extra excellent? I actually don't research about it. To be honest, I also don't know. I think I know, but I forgot. GIF is like a small video, no? But we consider that as image. TIF correct. GIF correct. Sorry. TIF is correct. TIF is image. GIF is correct. PNG is correct. XAF is correct. XCF is there in. I can remember XCF somewhere. XCF is a file format. I can't. You have learned XCF in a syllabus. I can't remember exactly where. It's used in GIMP. That's why I said I have heard about XCF somewhere, but I click on it. You learn XCF file format in GIMP. So yes, XCF is an image file format, which you can generate using GIMP. TIF, you can get this from another common application as TIF as well. It's there in WhatsApp image. One of the social media applications profile picture comes in TIF as I can remember. I can't remember exactly where. So yeah, answer number 3 has all images. Answer number 1 issue he is a web page. Answer number 2, this is Photoshop file, the Excel spreadsheet file. Answer number 4, these two are audio files. So you can see only the third answer has all images. Got it? Is this common sense or is it there in the textbook? It's there in the textbook. Figuring out the correct answer is there in the textbook, but figuring out the wrong answer is common sense, which means obviously you will know that MP3 and if you are dealing with downloading songs from the internet, you definitely should know that MP3 is going to be a song. If you had learned the Excel file properly, the spreadsheet lesson properly, you should know that XLS is a spreadsheet file. Again, a basic data which you should keep in your mind. HTML is actually a data which you have to keep in your mind, but it's like a 50-50. It's like HTML, but this means it's a role of your teacher who taught you grade 10 lesson number 5. When they were teaching the last part of lesson number 5, they should have told you that if you take operating systems, Paranakale operating systems, they had the file extensions of only 3 letters. Now it's 4 letters killer, because the last part of the lesson number 5 is talking about file extensions. So that's a part of your teacher who taught you the grade 10 lesson number 5. So to figure out the wrong answer, it's like common sense shape. Figure out the correct answer, it's there in a textbook. Got it? So if that's correct, put 1 mark there. Next. What is the output of the following code segment? Let's check. Repeat sum equals sum plus 2, write sum until sum. Let's draw the dry run. In dry run, we write 1 column for every variable. So there's variable called sum. I'm going to put 1 column for that. 1 column for every condition. There's a condition is sum greater than or equal to 50. And 1 column for the output. Let's fill this table referring to the program given. First, they have mentioned sum equals 3. So I'm going to mention number 3 here. Then repeat sum is equal to sum plus 2 into 2. So you know sum is now 3. So 3 plus 2 into 2. 3 plus 2 is 6. And 6 times 2. 3 plus 2 into 2. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 plus 5 times 2 is 10. So sum is equal to now 10. Let me clear how I found that sum is now 10. The value of sum got changed to 10. Got it? Perfect. Then we have write sum, comma. So sum is now 10 and 10 comma is going to get displayed. The word write means display basically. Until sum is greater than or equal to 50. Is sum greater than or equal to 50? No. So I'm going to mention it false. Because it is false, repeat until loop, you again repeat. So if you repeat again, sum equals sum plus 2. So now sum is 10. So sum plus 2 into 2. 10 plus 2 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24. So now sum is 24. And then write sum comma. So 24 comma is going to get displayed. Until sum is greater than or equal to 50. Is sum greater than or equal to 50? No. So we are going to again repeat. Now sum equals sum plus 2. Currently sum is 24. So 24 plus 2 into 2. 24 plus 2 is 26. 26 times 2 is 52. And sorry for the whole false. 52. Then write sum comma. So sum is 52. And then you are going to display a comma. Until sum is greater than or 50. Is sum greater than or equal to 50? Yes, true. Repeat until loop stops when the condition is true. Always I told you, imagine the repeat until loop is asking permission from a parent. You again and again and again and again you ask permission until you get the permission. Once the permission is true, You stop asking permission. So repeat loop is like asking permission, parent. So the output is going to be 10, 24, 52. Actually, there has to be a comma here as well. And the answer is going to be this. Is that clear, all of you? Got it? Can't 3 be 1? Eh? What do you mean 3b1? Where is 3b1? I didn't get your question. What do you mean can't? Isn't 3 come as output? Did you see me displaying 3? Did you see me filling the truth table? Focus, focus. When I started the program, I had sum equals 3. Then you can see here we had sum equals sum plus 2 into 2, which made the value of sum get modified, right? So after this code was executed, the value of sum became 10. Now, when you say write sum, are we displaying sum? Did we display sum before sum got modified? Or did we display sum after sum got modified as per the program? Look at this program and tell me. The sum is being displayed here before, after. So when we are displaying, are we going to display 3 or 10? We display the current value of sum. So currently you saw the value of sum was 10. When I wrote the output statement, the current when I was in that statement, the value of sum. Okay, you see that column's latest value. That column's latest value. That's how you do. Got it? Okay. A quick question for you all. You can see here they have mentioned a variable and comma, and within inverted commas they have mentioned a comma. Okay, so there is one value here and another value here, and both these between both these two values you can see there's a comma. What do you call this process as? Combining multiple values together like this using commas. What do you call this process as? I gave a name for that. Correct. You call them as concatenation. Concatenation is where you're going to join multiple values together. So what we are doing here is we are joining the value of some variable and the comma. The reason this comma is mentioned inside inverted comma is normally inside the right output function, if you want to display a text or if you want to display a what do you call character, which is in the data type of string. String means text basically. Yeah? If you want to display a text, the text has to be mentioned within inverted commas. Okay, that's why for this comma they have put a what do you call it, inverted commas. But sum is a variable, so because it's a variable, there is no inverted commas for that. Got it? So they have concatenated the value called sum, and they have concatenated this comma together. That's why 10 and 24, 10 and the comma is being joined. Char is one character, so it can't be char. It should be string. String is only a collection of characters. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out of 7 marks, how many marks you all get? Yeah, I've taken 15 minutes extra. Wow. Sorry, but nothing new for y'all. Good. Okay. Anyone having any questions based on what we learned? So we're done for the day. If you have any questions, you can stay and ask. Others, you can leave. It was 7, but after you change, text it is 6. In shape. Can you send the paper, please? I'll put the paper in the community. So those are not there in the community, I'll just send the link in the chat. Just join the community. I'll post the paper there after class. Anyways, anyone having any questions? But don't do the paper before coming to the class. Do the paper during the class. That's why I'm giving you time to do the questions. Any questions? How can I become like you? Good question, but no answer. Each of you are unique, man. There's something which is special about you, which I may not possess. So be happy with what you have. Simple. I've actually seen a character like me. No, I was actually searching for people like me, and I found a character like me actually in reality. I will not tell who is it, but I found not exactly like me, up to a certain level, almost. No, no, it's a boy. It's a boy. Who again? I just found like there are certain characteristics. Age. He's younger than me. That's unnoted data, man. This is all not data you need. Destiny made you to meet. Nah, 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 nah. I have already found my destiny. I don't need a boy who think I support this LGBT on unwanted. Let me put this off recording. That's in case far.